Hey, I'm excited to share with you how I create content using HeyGen avatars. Now, if you're not familiar with what HeyGen avatars are, an image of me or you or a rendering of us, and we can teach it to say what we want to say or give it a script. And I'm going to show you here in a second. And we can create content on demand. And the beautiful thing about this is because of what I do, I have a digital marketing agency. It allows me then to say for my customers, hey, let me create your avatar, put in there 4 or 5 different instances. Maybe they're sitting on a couch, or they're in the business office, or they're speaking to whatever. So 4 or 5 of those. And from that point forward, all I need to do is generate their script, get it approved, and I can take the videos from there. This saves a ton of time, but more importantly for the business owner, they're not having to be this on-screen actor, which, after 16 years of being a digital marketing agency, when we create tons and tons of videos, that's a challenge for a lot of people. 1 minute they're the HVAC business owner, and next thing I'm asking them to do is create or read a script or act as if, and that's a challenge for them. This erases all that. HeyGen has made it so easy. Hey, my name is Jeff Harris. I own a company called Swing Point Media, and I'm going to walk you through today how I create everything I do using HeyGen and a couple of tools. And you can see on this screen where I have a few of my clients as well as myself that we create some videos. And I created a couple of videos this morning as I'm doing this. I'm going to show you how we did this. So let me take it back to the very beginning. So now what I do is I have created in my ChatGPT, I use that to create my content. Now, this is not a ChatGPT or an LLM teaching session, but what I've basically done is I've trained my large language model to know me, know my business, understand my clients, and then we ask it to make content. And that's what it did. And in this case, what I did is I asked it to write a script, and as it says right here, HeyGen optimized script, and the whole thing. And so what I did is I take this script and I drop it into HeyGen. And when I drop it into HeyGen, let me just pop over there. I'll show you the main. When I pop it into HeyGen, what happens is we get a video created. And now this is the first step of this. So what will happen is I will then go to create this video. Let's say I'm going to create this video. And I'm going to go to create video in the AI studio. And then here you want to make something very clear. Do you want a portrait or do you want a landscape? I usually use landscape. Because I put a lot on YouTube. And then, of course, in the platform that I'm using, I can then turn that into vertical pieces. But let's use this example. Let me go back to my private mastermind and let me say, okay, I'm going to take this script and I'm going to copy it. And I'm going to copy it here. And then I'm just going to paste it right into my HeyGen. And I'm going to go right here into HeyGen, and boom, there it is. There's my script. And then one thing I try to do, or I like to do, is I play around with the portion down here where it says delivery style. So I want to direct the voice a little bit. And so what I might do is I'll say, hey, this is casual, calm, cool. I like to say a calm and confident voice, tone, and pace, so that it instills okay. So I'll just type that in. I'll say apply. So now it'll put that in there. And so what I'll do now is I will go through this process. I'll test it. And many times what I do is when I test it, I will put some spacers in here, some time things. So as an example, like at the very beginning, I like automatically putting a little time in there. That gives me a little bit of time at the very beginning of the video, and I'll show you what I mean here in a second, that it doesn't just jump right into me speaking. Otherwise, it's, from the first frame on, it's going to say search is changing. Well, I like to have a little bit of room so I can play around with that. So now what's happened is we ran that through, and then let's go back and say, okay, this video is basically, this is the one I just did. So this is the one we want to run through. So now what'll happen is this is the video we want to show. I'm not sure if you're going to hear the sound on this or not, but basically what happens is it is going to show the audio. Let me just double check and make sure. Let me undo this. And then we're going to share it again. Let me make sure the audio, yeah, audio is shareable. Okay, good, good. All right, so now let me pull that up one more time and share that screen. Now we should hear that. So now what I've done is after I put that in there, and I personally like to use green screen. That gives me a lot of flexibility on the editing side, whether I do it myself or I give it to one of my staff members to edit it, then they can put the appropriate background in there. A lot of times I'll put background in there that's just for, let's say, a business setting. I might be in a business office, or I have a background where maybe there's a whiteboard or whatnot in there. I rarely ever put video in there, but I will put some solid colors. So it gives me some choices. So now let's just play that out. And I want you to watch particularly how the animation, you see me using my hands as I'm thinking about this. I'm like, yeah, this is exactly how I talk. I use my hands a little bit. And so what I've done now is I've put the audio in there, I've adjusted it, and let's hear how it sounds. And I want you to pay particular attention to the syncing of the lips. And
customers are no longer just typing keywords. They are asking questions. They are using AI tools. It is about clarity. According to Google's own guidance, helpful content is prioritized when it...
I don't think you have to watch the entire video to get a feel for this. What this is doing is it's cutting down my need to get in front of the camera and record 5 or 6 videos, because I usually like to do what we call batch videotaping. So I'll have 5 or 6, or let's say 4 to 6 scripts done, and then I'll perform those in front of a green screen. Now, a lot of times, and I've started to do this a lot, is I tend to be in the same outfit. So I try to stay consistent. I think that's good from a branding standpoint. So I've just started doing that this year in 2026. My thing is a black t-shirt. So now it's consistent all the way through, because it's almost like, you know, like a Nike brand, the swoosh. We recognize those are Nike shoes. That's a Nike hat. That's whatever. So I want to be in that black t-shirt. I could probably kick that up a notch and say, now if I put my logo on there, that would make it even better. But the point is it works very, very well. So now let me just take you behind the scenes again and show you another thing. Now that I've done this, so what I do is I'll download this particular script or this particular video, and I'll drop it into PowerPoint, or excuse me, into Premiere Pro. Now, for me, the reason I do is because I like to add some graphics on there, some background music, whatnot. This particular thing I'm going to show you, I'm not going to get quite that elaborate because we've just begun this process, but I wanted to show you how quick and easy this is. This whole process that I just described, you know, creating your script probably took, you know, a minute. All right, 1 minute. I go through there, reread it. I'll add some things at the end here and there. And again, I do my spacing. Then I'll drop it into HeyGen. That process, I'll listen to it. Maybe I'll make a couple of adjustments. And let's say that takes another 5 minutes. And then to render it out, at the worst case scenario, maybe it's another 5 minutes. So I've got 11 minutes taken care of there. There's no way I could set up cameras, set up lighting, get my audio put on, make sure I've got my teleprompter put up there and read that script. And I would probably read it 5 or 6 times. That's just the way I am. I'd probably read some 5 or 6 times to get familiar. So I'm not reading. I'm going through the script. Well, that timing is all eliminated. So this one of those things where now in about, let's just say 10 minutes, I have what you, excuse me, what you see on screen, which is to ready editing for my staff or myself. So let me just remove this for a second, and let me just see if I can pull up what we have with after it's been taken care of in Premiere Pro. All right, so now what you see is you see the same video, and because I did it in green screen, I put a background behind it. Now, if you're not into that, that's okay. You can do it without this because you can change the backgrounds in HeyGen. I just like having that control because again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'll probably put some on-screen text. I'll probably put some background, not probably, I'll put some background music in there, and then I'll also probably put at the end, I'll probably put a some kind of a banner at the end, which is a call to action banner, and then I'll post it. That whole process now, from start to finish, maybe 20 minutes. But here's the cool part: all of this can be automated and turned over to my staff, and so now I can pump out these videos in a very high volume. Like I can get it to the point where I say, just the green screen piece, I'm done with my work. Now I can put it in a Google folder, turn it over to my editors with some additional editing notes, turn it over to them. They already know the music. They know the branding. I like to have the closed caption on there or subtitles, and away it goes. And now we can generate 5 or 6 videos in what used to take several days, and we can do that in probably an hour from start to finish. So this is the coolest thing, and I just wanted to really reference the fact that this is all because of video avatars by HeyGen, and the process gets better and better. Now, I will say from the beginning of using HeyGen, which I guess has been a couple of years now, till now, they have made them so much better. I mean, it's a point like if I showed this video to 10 people, 9.5 would argue with me that was not me. And because it is so clear, the lip sync is there, the movements are there, the pauses are there. And this would have been something that I would have had to drop into Premiere Pro and create those pauses by putting something in, which, you know, we can still do, but it's not necessary now. So it really cuts down on that. So I just want to share this with you because I think it's so cool. If you're not using HeyGen, I would highly recommend it. Let me bring it up back on the screen. And, you know, I have this set up for myself and my team, and, you know, we make all kinds of videos. We've been using HeyGen now for, I guess, probably, I'm guessing close to 2 years. It is just, it's fun to see it evolving. The coolest part about this is now, just in closing, is now we have the ability to customize the voices. Like just yesterday, there was a new update that we could go in and tweak the voice, meaning, okay, I could change the tonality, I could change the pace, I could change the inflections to what I thought I should sound like. You know, I think I have a deeper voice. In reality, it's a little bit of a higher pitch. And so I have to be aware of that because that is me. That's how people hear me. And, you know, we all say, hey, we hate listening to ourselves or looking at ourselves in the video, but sometimes that's the reality it is. So anyway, for me, I have, let me just go back here real quick and I'll go back to my avatars. And so for myself, you can see I have 8 different instances. In this situation, I think I can put up 100. I haven't needed 100, but you can see I used to do it in different settings. I did one in my car. Who doesn't have a video in their car? So I have one in there. I'm probably going to redo that and make it a little better. And then, you know, in front of a fireplace, maybe in some windows in the office. Well, now, again, what I've done is by using the green screen, it eliminates that. I can put it anywhere. So keep that in mind. I really recommend HeyGen. It is an incredible tool. There's so many things to do with it. I haven't even touched on a tenth of it. I just wanted to share with you my workflow process when it comes to using HeyGen and creating videos. I think you'll really enjoy it. Thanks for joining me again. My name is Jeff Harrison. I'm a company called Swing Point Media. We are a digital ad agency, or excuse me, a digital content marketing agency with heavy influence with AI for automation and AI tools. Thanks again. Bye-bye.